blood and leave a scar on the legacy of the Red Giants. It's time to head onto the land of Dawn and see how this plays out.
The journey to Riyadh, the journey to MSC begins today. The playoff, the official playoffs for MPL MY. As we take a deeper look right now, Skies up against Hazel, both are going to be using the Assassin. It matters on how they're going to move. It matters on how, where they're going to move as well. I would like to take a deeper look in terms of the emblem as we take a look now. Anything interesting? Movement speed mean for Franco to be able to move around very, very fast. Pull yourself together for 1-1. Of course, you want to get a lot more with your Inspire as well.
I'm glad you brought up Edok because I'm a big fan of Edok too because of his unique and wide hero pool. When was the last time we have Roma that has that action? I think Zorn was one of the few ones, right? I know Franco, we've seen a Bellaric at one point, which is also Edok's signature. The Ruby also. So that's as close as we get. But if Aero has prepped anything, is that they have good tempo setter. That Drusin is perfect, and the game ever goes late, you always have this Harif.
I think also up. One good her to Cram.
He's gonna force the flicker out. Cram will survive this encounter. You gotta be really careful. The damage is definitely there. Every single hook is gonna lead to a kill.
Yeah, I mean, early warning signs from Aero Esport to SRG OG right there. I did manage to take a look at Kim's emblem. He has the tenacity as well as Aaron. So they are expecting, okay, we're gonna get dive upon pretty much. So we're gonna play it safe, Stormy.
And that hook should translate into first blood. Woo! Such good read from Aero, right? The hook onto Cram, force a recall, instantly goes bottom. Knowing that Stormy is going to try to help Cram facilitate that wave, you grab that bottom wave, you go back to mini, hit level 4 at the same time, and now that has been staggered.
With this kind of hero, right, you're talking about your Franco or your Selena, all you need is hit a few arrows or a few hooks to feel good about yourself. And you build up that momentum. And then you're starting to hit more and more hooks, and more crucial hooks as well. So I would like to see how the momentum shifts for Zakif right now. Yums is going to try his best to disturb.
Yeah, and he gets a 3-man Jikundo. He doesn't have the kick though. It's all about buying time. Forces the shadow out from Hazel. Yums is going to go down, but Surkais comes in for the pickup. The shadow kill buys time, but not enough. Surkais will get the trade back, and SRG OG will get the turtle.
That is a very good scrimmage between both of these teams. It started really well with Aero Esport, noticing the movement of Yums right there, and Aaron follow up with that movement to be able to get a kill. But speaking of kill, Innocent.
And a fresh bloody hunt from ZK, flicker into a kill conversion, Innocent punished.
That is a very easy pick-off by Aero Esport, knowing that Zakif has the bloody hunt, move onto the back end, and there was no way! There was no way for Innocent to survive that, and there was no way as well for Zakif to survive that.
Unbelievable. The recall came through at the last second.
My god, it was inch perfect recall by Zakif right there. Live to save another day. Aero Esport right now are holding on to the lead in terms of kill, but so far SRG OG Esport are denying all the goals, because as we can take a look at the economy, right? It's not big of a difference, or it's not big of a lead that Aero Esport has.
Yeah. And thankfully the first blood, well, at least the only kill SRG OG has was fed into Surkais, right? And it was also a takedown onto Hazel. And if you have a Joy that can get a hit, that is a good sign. 1-1 doesn't take some time. If she gets a hit, it's good. If she doesn't, just make sure that she doesn't fall any further behind.
Take a look at the mini-map right now. Look at the movement of Kusi on top. It's gonna get spotted by Yums, but Kusi knows as well Yums is in the neighborhood. Zakif right now. Notice that there are 3 movements from Yums.
There's a flicker kick into a feather airstrike, artillery fire, just enough. Stormy gets jumped up by Hazel. They will all share the burden of the shadow kill. So Aero Esport gets nothing.
That's a very solid movement from SRG OG Esport, which was noticed by Zakif, but they could not stop that movement. Once the conceal was used, Yums knows the target that he wants. It was Zakif, and they know that they have the damage between Stormy, between Skies as well. They immediately react and got the kill and brought back the goal towards themselves right now. Kusei, again, gotta be careful. 3-man of SRG OG right now.
And it plays into what you pointed out earlier, Din. You feed the kill to Innocent, right? He got the collection onto Zakif. The wave's going to be shoved in, so it gives space for Innocent and Yums to start moving around and prepping for this next turtle. ZK will have his flicker and Bloody Hunt back up. Yums will try to punish him again with a kick into another collection. The wall, fist crack, more than enough. Hazel now with the shadows, goes in for the shadow kill, finds Yums at least. Diamond Frost laid down by Kusei. That's the blue carpet. Surkais actually goes down to Kim. And Innocent will be forced to retreat before Stormy picks up Aaron. 2-for-2 trade.
I think 2-4-2 trade, and I think it was in the favor of SRG OG because Innocent did not die. He might have popped up the crossbow of 10, but he knows that I don't need to. I can just kill off Aaron with my basic attack. But Aero Esport, regardless of 2 men down, they still managed to get the turtle. So SRG OG Sport, you might think, oh, that's very unfortunate for Zakif trying to get a hold on Stormy while using the Fede Strike, but hits the minion. You might think that SRG OG Sport won that, but I feel like it was stable, or it was just even Stevens right there.
Yeah. Despite all of that, you know, and the turtle going over to Aero, there is still no substantial gold lead.
Yeah.
And right now, Aero Esports, they are going to take that top tier 1 for free. It is technically a trade. Both gold laners will go for that late swap. Getting the kill earlier on the Surkais was good. Was great. I think Kusei got the kill. No, Kim got the kill on the Surkais. Like, this tenacity brace my Juicin, it's deceptively durable. It's not easy to take her down.
It's not easy to take her down while she packs a good amount of punch as well, especially to somewhat of a squishy hero, something like a Skies or a Stormy of Farsight and Joy. Not necessarily have a good high amount of defense and cannot withstand the Lantern Flare or the Crimson Beacon that much. Not when you have a Hazel to follow up, not when you have Kusei to follow up as well. But right now, SRG OG Sport, I think they are in an okay position. It's not that bad. Yes, the lead is within themselves, but you know, Innocent is still farming, Skies is still farming at the same time, and you could say so about Aero Esport. So it really depends on the roamers, the EXP laners, how they want to open up the teamfight and how they want to open up the space for their damage-dealing heroes.
SRG OG has been identifying the right targets, right? At least up till this point, both kills earlier on onto Zkif was set up by Yums, right? You prevent any sort of a Bloody Hunt. You make sure if this Franco goes down before the Bloody Hunt can be used, you've done your job. And that's why Yums is willing to go for these trades. But I wonder when the game progresses, is that approach still going to be the same? Because Zkif is going to get this item. Winter Crown will be definitely one of the prios. SRG OG, if they cannot finish off the Franco in one go, what is the next plan?
I agree. And right now the plan is to try to take down Kim.
Forces out the Crimson Beacon. He still keeps his Purify, but without Crimson Beacon and a low health bar, he has to go for the retreat. Yums now directs his kick onto Aaron instead. Revitalize instantly gets used. Kusei drops the Diamond Force and come in with a fist break from Cram. But 1-1 gets off the crossbow tank. Innocent is in the air, but comes down into a bloody hunt. ZK was waiting for him.
Ooh, that is very, very good from Aero Esport. I thought, why would in the world Aaron wants to fight that? Because you don't have Crimson Beacon on Kim, and Kim kind of have to recall. But then again, Aaron is tanky enough to withstand all of those fights, to withstand all of those damages, and it allows Hazel to go onto the back line. It allows Kusei to play front to back as well, to deal a good amount of damage. And once Innocent flown above, hits the ground, Bloody Hunt was still there, and as you mentioned, they did not take out Zakif, and Zakif was the key for Aero Esport.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if Aaron was the right target. They're gonna try again. This time Surkai somehow gets away with the turtle, hops to the back line, but they lose Yums, and Surkai will have to retreat. But at least SRG OG finds a trade.
Ooh, I don't get it. I really don't get it. How SRG OG Sport managed to turn things around after a bad fight early on just now where Innocent got killed. Now they got the turtle. They managed to get a kill on Kusei at the same time. And Skies was alive. Innocent was alive at the same time as well. So whatever happened early on where Innocent got killed, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just look at the net worth, right? Because Kusei went down, Innocent continues to farm up. Worst case scenario, they are at the same net worth by the end of the day. There, again, there's not really any major gold deficit. The guy's gonna try and use the cam, and it's just enough. Purple buff saving him, and the guy even collects the buff in the process.
Ooh, those Augie shadow kills, damages, every single was hitting on Skies right there. He was hoping that Hayabusa jumped onto the purple buff, but it did not. It followed through all the way, but just not good enough to get a kill onwards to Sky. So managing to live for another day and managing to get the purple buff at the same time. And looking at the bot side right now, Innocent won't stop here. Gonna go on, try to take the turret. But then again, Aaron, Kusei is all on standby.
It's gonna be a slow push in favor of Aero on the top lane. Of course, the guys, every time you go for the dash on the Joy, you get that small amount of shield. So Aero Esports, they're gonna look to at least slow it down, right? You get Kusei online. Like Hazel, he's already dealing substantial amount of damage. They've also understood that Kim is not the easiest target to take down with the emblems and the talents that he took. And on top of that, the Purify too, so it's not the target that Yums wants to pick off. Aaron, he continues to frontline with this high lows. They just need to make sure that Kusei doesn't get blasted by a feather airstrike or electrifying beats from the Joy.
I think Kusei also got to predetermine whether he wants to play that front to back immensely or not, because not all of the glorious pathway from Aaron needs to be followed up immediately, because there could be one bad glorious pathway or one bad initiation of team fight. So Kusei have to read it very, very well right now. Yums.
Another pick off on Aaron and trying to take him out this time. He is dangerously low and just enough for Innocent to collect the kill. He is in the air and he takes flight. Triple kill for the half man, half beast.
One initiation from or against Aaron, all what Innocent needs right there. But right now, he's gonna get zoned out by Cram. Augie Shadow kill.
Brings him to the rest of the team. Still goes down. Hazel takes on the challenge, but he's Innocent with a mega kill. And SRGOG walks away with the Lord.
And immediately after 4 kills being fed into Innocent right there, 3.1k gold lead with the turtle on hand as well. So SRGOG is why, as we talked early on, mid-game is their momentum, mid-game is their thing. And take a look at the timer, 11 minutes. That is exactly the game point, the timing of SRGOG Esports. Innocent got 3 kills, while an unofficial Maniac right there allows him to skyrocket in terms of gold right now. 8.9k gold lead up against Kusei, 7.4k gold lead. Again, Kusei, I do have to remind him, he needs to be very, very wary of if he wants to go in front, if he wants to play that front to back, because one good initiation can get a kill.
And this is one of it. ZK with the bloody hunt. He's gonna try and take down Yums, who is buying a lot of time. But that's Glorious Pathway and Zaman Force laid down. So, well, I say 4 ultimates out from Aero Esport. But without Yums, at least there's the safety net of no big setups from SRGOG. They will at least try to shove this Lord into the holy defense, and they've done just that. Lord gets a crash in the bottom inhibitor, top holy defense pops, Kusei gets the holy crystal, everything falling into place for SRGOG.
Yeah, I mean, Aero Esport, but hold on. Sky is going on to the backline, gotta be careful. Luckily enough, there was no bloody hunt from Zakif.
But Cram is most likely gonna go down, misses the 5th break, but Innocent sets out the crossbow tag, he's up in the air again. Take flight, my sweet summer child! A Maniac almost coming through for Innocent. Kim saving himself with the Crimson Beacon, but this is almost going to be a guaranteed inhibitor.
This is a guaranteed inhibitor and most likely a guaranteed game right now, because only 2 men left. Hazel.
And Sakai's gonna force Hazel back into the base. SRGOG not relenting with the setup. Yums another roundhouse kick. Innocent is legendary.